Hello, everybody, and welcome to podcast number 59 of The Real Estate Show. I'm Cherise Selley of Selley Group Real Estate, and with me is Bill McAfee. He is a dear friend, the president of Empire Title, the founder of one of the most important organizations of my life, the Peak Producers. He is just simply an all-around amazing guy, and he's a mattress expert. He knows what mattresses will help your back at night to get it the most rest, isn't it? Right.
I don't even know where to go with that, Cherise.
Don't go anywhere with that.
I'll just sit on that.
I think you and I
feel like
know.
a volcano though right now.
There are some things we can't elaborate on in this show.
Like the closeness of Gordon and myself.
That's right. Dr. Love.
They call him Dr. Love.
That's right.
What I want to know is where the other 57 or 58 people. I'm number 59.
Oh, gosh. You know, you are the first honored guest of this podcast show, I have to say. Wow. So we've had a lot of shows within our group. We've had great content, great conversations. But Bill, when it came to mind about having a guest, first of all, you're a great friend. Yes. And we have traversed an insane market back in 2010 when we met.
Absolutely.
And the Peak Producers formed.
Yep.
And then as the years went on, we've gone through all the ups and downs of the market. Yep. I've watched you, like a wild cowboy, just corral the title company and all the business that's going on. And you had and still do, I think, the most productive title company and the highest producing one here in Colorado Springs.
We're very blessed that way, Cherise, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yep.
But you know why, Bill?
The Lord, first of all.
Absolutely. And I really also believe it's who you are as a human being, and the fact that you bring humanity into this business. You know the numbers. I mean, your degree is in economics, and that's part of what I want you to share on the show later.
Perfect.
But what I really feel that we gravitate towards every time we're together is the bigger story, the bigger mission, and what real estate can actually do for the lives of people by transforming their life.
Absolutely. Cherise and Peak Producers, I'm going to toot your horn just a little bit. One of the things that we did one time was take families who couldn't find housing. Had it not been for you, we had a very large family who would have been homeless. And inside of that group is a true heart that cares about the community. And so there's been things over the years that I've been privileged to be able to be a part of. Starting the Peak Producers was important because I think people look at real estate agents sometimes as just greedy, money hungry. Right. I mean, sometimes that's just a perception that happens out there. And I can tell you, the more I've got to know you, the more I've got to know a lot of people within the Peak Producers. It couldn't be farther from the truth. I mean, I still remember you in your green shirt and Levi's picking up trash when the city of Colorado Springs wouldn't.
That was our first project, by the way, as a group.
Yeah.
And the market had tanked.
Yep.
And it was Mike McGuire's idea, but he wanted to bring awareness into the city and kind of shame the city for not cleaning up their medians.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it worked.
It did. It wasn't long after that some of the biggest developers, Norwood, got into it and got involved. And at that time, they were even threatened to come after us because we were in the medians and stuff we didn't get permits.
Right.
So we actually got some threats on that. I rented that one machine called the Billy Goat, which it would even cut small trees down. They got away from me, and we lost a Volkswagen that day.
Bill, we've had an incredible beginning, and it just grew from there.
Yes, absolutely.
And to the point now where we have raised, literally as a group, hundreds of thousands of dollars over the years.
Absolutely. I mean, it's, and that money has gone into places that I always say one of the things that I look forward to, and I hope this doesn't sound weird, but when I go to heaven, one of the things I really look forward to is seeing everyone that was touched, because I think everyone touches so many people that sometimes you don't even know. And so to be able to see, how that has affected some lives, and especially like with reclaiming innocence,
reclaiming hope.
I am very sorry they did,
okay.
and I did that. But one of the things about that is like that thing. I mean, they rescue people who had been in human trafficking.
Right.
And it's not like, one of the questions I asked one time was like as a man, like how can we be involved? And like where that comes from a lot of times, I really can't. because of the things that happen to those people,
right,
or those women. And so one of the things that's really cool to me is like, I won't see that till I get to heaven, to see like the things that we done, the bags that we made for them when they were rescued. I won't really get to see that.
Yeah.
And so that's, to me, that would be one of the coolest things ever, being able to see the little things that you do that you don't know.
I know. It's amazing. And I think of how it built upon itself, going from picking up trash
Yes.
to going into that you mentioned, that large family,
Yes.
a family with 10 children that had never slept on beds.
Yes.
And, so then they got into housing, and then we really joined forces with the Springs Rescue Mission.
Yeah, Catholic Charities before that.
That's right.
Yes.
Adoption programs and
Absolutely.
work readiness with the rescue mission.
Yes.
And connecting with the men who had gone from homelessness and despair into an actual program where they become completely self-sufficient.
Absolutely.
And they're out of addiction, and they have their own jobs. We've gone to graduations. We've seen people's lives transformed. And you're right. There will never be any indication of the magnitude.
Right.
Because if one person's life has turned around, how many more people will they impact?
Well, at the graduations that we went to, obviously these people are coming out of substance abuse, alcohol, or drug addiction. And at the graduations, one of the most amazing things to see is their kids, or even their mom and dads come, where they haven't spoke sometimes for extended periods of time. And just to see them sit there and embrace each other and know that they're changing their path. They're going from total despair and nothingness back into family, back into their faith.
Absolutely.
And just to see that, if I would say, if anyone ever gets a chance, and I know it's not really a big public event, but it's one of the most moving things I think you'll ever see.
I would agree with that. It's riveting.
Yes.
And then you see that the men that have gone through the program, they are like a brotherhood.
Yep.
And they keep each other accountable.
Yes.
And there's also help for women.
Yes.
They're developing those programs. And then the third nonprofit this year that we're a part of is Mary's Home.
And you just drove right into it with, women with children who don't have spouses or have abusive spouses.
Yes.
They're called the hidden, because sometimes they don't want to be found because they don't want their kids taken away.
The hidden homeless.
Yes.
And they're couch surfing with kids.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, that program's amazing because it gives them, that gives them hope. And one of the things I like about Mary's Home is when they leave there, I know this sounds like a simple thing, but they take their dishes and so when they leave there, they actually have like a life, and it's what they built that they take with them.
Yeah, they're given the furniture, I believe.
Absolutely, yes.
And so it's all stuff that is beautiful.
Yes.
And that represents dignity.
Yes.
So, all of this to say, Bill, these are the side projects that real estate has afforded our top agents in the community to merge together. It's like a bridge.
Absolutely.
And we've been able to combine resources, set aside big real estate egos. People are not like that. The people in this group, honestly, I would say though, in our group, I think that people connect because there's a cause larger than any of us.
Right.
And we get connected to the cause, and then that makes us close.
Yeah, no, I joke about it. I think the one thing I see is like Mike McGuire's head is just massive, but I don't think he has a big ego. So
I really hope he never listens to this podcast. So yeah, that's all the good stuff, and that is how we became connected and remain connected.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Bill, if it were not for you, I might not be behind this microphone, doing all these other projects we're doing our platform for the Gordon and Cherise show, as well as real estate, because I feel like part of your heart is extending so much to others, and what you've extended to me is the grace of believing in me and leadership and helping to unlock a voice inside of me that I didn't even know I could have. And you've always believed in me. And thank you, because it's made such a difference. And I love the Peak producers, and I look so forward to where we're going to finish this year with that group.
Absolutely.
So that's all the good stuff. We haven't even talked about real estate statistics. So I might throw something in, just a complete side note.
Don't be afraid.
I'm not going to be afraid because August stats.
Denied.
It's time.
It's denied. I always want to say that.
I'm denied on my stats, people. I wanted to share just the August stats really quick with people don't know what they are. Some of them don't.
Okay.
So August, so the market is at 530, which is down about 4.8% from the month before.
Okay, gotcha.
So 530,000. That's the average home price.
Gotcha.
And 480,000 is the median price, which is down only 0.4% from the month prior.
Right.
In January, we started at a 494,000 average price and a 445 median. So we're still above. I just want folks to hear this.
Absolutely.
We're still above where we were in January.
Right.
People are so afraid, but that's just showing something. We're still above by almost 40 grand or close to it. And as far as the peak of the market in May, it was at 554 for the average priced home and 487 for the median. So yes, we're not where we were at the peak, but we're not where we were in January.
Right.
I just want people to know that.
And one thing, Cherise, I want to say that I'm a native of this area. I have never seen the market that we went through the last 2 or 3 years, and because it never existed.
Right.
We went through a time where we're in a rocket ship, like with the most advanced technology and fuel, flying faster than we ever could have.
Yes.
Now we're just in a supersonic jet. I guess is the way I should put that. We came from something that was not real.
Right.
You know, from 20 to 21, the average appreciation was 18.6%. In a 20 or 30 year run in any real estate market like ours, it's 3% because you take the highs and lows out and it's about 3%. We're still probably going to finish this year at maybe 10 or a little under, comparing like 21 to 22.
Okay.
But 20 to 21 was 18.6%.
Wow.
And if I would go back 6 years and tell you, you know what, Cherise, we're going to be at 8 or 10%, you said, woo, let's party.
Totally.
Which you always say that. So I don't really know. But I mean, yeah. So I mean, I think it's all perspective. And I think the news has a way to drive all the negative stuff.
That's right.
I mean, they truly do. And so like every time I talk to people, I always preface it with like, we came from a place that we've never been. We were in rocket ships, and now we're just in really high-speed dragsters.
And Bill, how many years have you been tracking the real estate market?
I mean, I started this in 2003. My data goes all the way back there.
And so, I mean, yes, it's historic what we went through. Oh
my gosh, it's I was flipping dirt, Cherise, and for people out there in listening land, you can flip houses where you buy it and turn it and sell it really quick.
Right.
It never works for dirt because it doesn't appreciate fast enough.
Right.
Well, you know, for a year or so, I was flipping dirt. And now I'm telling you, that's slowing.
I saw you with a hoe the other day.
The weeds in my garden.
Oh, wait, that has a bad meaning.
Sorry
okay,
about that.
all right.
So so no, it's just the most wild thing I've ever seen.
Wow.
And so we're coming back in. We'll look at your sellers. You know, they're looking at, well, you would put it on Thursday, have 20 or 30 offers over the weekend, and you know, and now they think if they're on the market like 3 weeks, it's like, oh my gosh, what just happened?
Totally.
And you know, if we go back to February of 2015, that's 6-7 years ago, the average days on market was 110 days.
For any home, the average price
across,
home.
Across the board, it was 110 days. And so again, I think, and another thing people have never seen, the government has, you know, artificially held interest rates down, you know, trying to stimulate things. And that was something we've never seen. You know, we saw the lowest interest rates we've ever seen.
Right.
You know, so again, for the people out there in this land, Colorado Springs, and you cut me off when you want me to stop because you know I'll just go on.
I'm trying to know if we're getting close to that. We have 2 more minutes, Bill.
Okay,
in this episode.
Okay, all right. So
good.
I would like to go into my workout regimen right now.
Oh, sure. Well, good, because it might only take 2 minutes at this point.
I love it. Pre-COVID. No, that's post-COVID. So the one thing I'd like to say in that last 2 minutes is I just listened to Tatiana Bailey, who's a head professor at UCCS. All her numbers still show we're about 12,000 homes shy. I truly believe we got a 98 or 99% chance that command is staying here. Space Command, it's not going anywhere. Colorado's a destination for people right now. You know, we got it all. Some's good, some's bad, but we got it all.
That's true.
People are coming here. And so we really do need a correction in price because we've priced our average household income, median household income is about $72,000. About 8 months or a year ago, we knocked a lot of the locals out because, and then when the interest rates went up, so prices kept going, but they were still be able to buy because the rates were so low.
Right.
But now we're at rates over 6%.
Yep.
And the last thing I'm going to say before that break is, just think about this. Back in December, you could buy a home at 3%.
Yep.
A $500,000 home for $1,708 a month. That's your payment. We're at 6.2% right now. Keeping your payment the same, $1,708, you can only afford a $352,000 home.
Yeah. Wow. And where are you going to find that?
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's good stuff, Bill. And we are going to take this episode and wrap it up. This is great information, and we're going to keep just breaking it down, talking about the stats.
Cool.
I love picking your brain. Well, it's kind of scary sometimes, actually, but I really enjoy this conversation. And thank you so much for all the years you have tracked the market and how much you share with us as agents in the real estate community. It means so much that you keep us with relevant data so that it dispels some of that fear.
Absolutely.
And it gives people, it's like we have a measuring stick and we know how to advise people. And these numbers provide a measure of objectivity.
Yes.
So we know how to move forward.
Absolutely.
So with that said, we're going to be at episode 60 in just a minute. And everybody, thank you so much for listening. And please catch us next time on The Real Estate Show. And please contact, you can get a hold of us. I would love to know what other questions you have about the market. I'm going to send them all to Bill. I don't want to answer any of them. No, I'm just kidding. He's the one that will predict everything. So if he's wrong, you can throw egg on his face.
If you need staging, I'm absolutely perfect at it.
Oh, wow, I laughed really hard. All right, we'll catch you next time. Thank you so much.
You got it.